Hey everyone, and welcome to a really special story time. Today we're going to meet an alligator named Tony who loves candy, maybe just a little too much. Let's jump in and see what happens. So our story starts with a question I think we've all thought about. What happens when you just absolutely love candy, but you really don't like brushing your teeth? Let's find out. Okay, first things first, let's meet our main character, Tony, and learn all about his amazing, incredible sweet tooth. So here he is. This is Tony, and right away, you can tell he's a very special alligator. See, he doesn't dream about eating fish or anything like that. Nope, Tony's one true love is candy. Just look at all those treats, lollipops, yummy gummy bears, all sorts of sweets. If it's sugary, Tony wants it.
But with a sweet tooth like that comes a not-so-sweet problem. Let's talk about Tony's really nasty habit.
So on one side, you've got happy Tony, just enjoying all his candy. But, oh boy, look what's happening on the other side. Because he eats sweets all day long and he never ever brushes his teeth, his big, strong alligator teeth have turned all yellow. Yuck. Well, his good friend, a little bird named Renee, she saw what was going on. She flew right over to him and warned him, Tony, if you don't brush, candy bugs are going to come and live in your teeth. But did Tony listen? Of course not. He just laughed. He thought he was such a strong alligator that nothing could ever hurt his teeth.
Well, I bet you can guess what happens next. When you ignore good advice like that, it usually leads to something not so fun, like a terrible toothache.
So one afternoon, Tony was feeling extra proud of his strong teeth. He found the biggest, hardest candy ball you've ever seen. He shouted to all his friends, "Hey, watch this!" And then, with all his alligator strength, he took a giant bite. Crunch! Oh no! Wait a minute, that crunch wasn't the candy. It was Tony's tooth. He felt this sharp, awful pain shoot right through his jaw. He was in total shock. The candy was perfectly fine, but his tooth was definitely not. Renee flew over right away to help, but as soon as she looked inside his mouth, she knew this was a serious problem. "I can't help you with this one, Tony," she said. "You have to go see Dr. Leo." Now, Tony was pretty scared of going to the dentist, but the pain was so bad, he knew he didn't have a choice. So as Tony started walking to the doctor's office, his tooth just hurt more and more, and all of that pain started to bubble up inside him, and it turned him from a sad alligator into the angry gator. Yeah, that terrible toothache made Tony so incredibly grumpy. A friendly little frog said hello, and Tony just yelled, "Leave me alone." Then a beautiful butterfly fluttered by, and he snapped, "Get away from me." The pain was just making him so mean to everybody. So he finally gets to the clinic, and there he meets Dr. Leo. And Dr. Leo was a turtle, a very old and very slow turtle. As the doctor slowly got his tools ready, Tony just couldn't stand it. He was in so much pain that he just yelled, "Hurry up!" Dr. Leo, being very calm, gently took his little tool and just barely touched the little black hole in Tony's tooth, and zap! Whoa! The pain was like a bolt of lightning. It was the worst feeling Tony had ever felt.
And that was it. Tony totally snapped. He jumped right out of the chair, grabbed a broom, and started having a huge tantrum. "You hurt me," he yelled. "You are a bad doctor." But, Dr. Leo was pretty clever. He just tucked himself safely right inside his shelf.
Tony was just so full of rage, he wasn't even thinking anymore. He just shouted, "I'm going to bite you." And he chomped down as hard as he could on the turtle's shell, and then he heard another sound. Crack. But wait a minute, that crack wasn't the shell. It was Tony's rotten tooth again. And this really terrible moment of pain is actually what finally leads Tony to getting a brand new smile. You see, the turtle's shell was incredibly hard, but Tony's bad, rotten tooth was very soft. The pain was now just unbearable. Tears started streaming down his face as he finally realized what a big mistake he'd made. "I'm sorry," he cried. "I did a foolish thing." And seeing that Tony was truly sorry, Dr. Leo calmly came out of his shell and offered him a glass of water. Dr. Leo looked at him very kindly and shared some super important wisdom. He said getting angry will only make it hurt more. And from now on, you have to remember to brush. And this time, Tony listened very, very carefully. He knew the doctor was right.
So, Dr. Leo fixed Tony's broken tooth. And right then and there, Tony made a big promise. "Thank you, Dr. Leo," he said. "From now on, I will always, always brush my teeth." He finally truly understood how important it was.
And just look at this lovely, peaceful scene. That very night, after carefully brushing his teeth until they were sparkling white, Tony went to bed. He wasn't angry anymore, his tooth didn't hurt, and for the first time in a long, long time, all was well.